installing the CPU and the RAM. In this series, we're going to demonstrate how to build a computer without breaking it. Building your first computer can be very intimidating. Like, oh, okay, I don't want to break this thing. What am I doing? I got to make sure I don't do it. Like, I got to make sure I, don't break anything, stuff like that. Well, if you're feeling intimidated by building your first computer, then I understand. For these videos, I brought in somebody who knows a whole lot more about computer building than I do, who has a lot of experience. So how many computers have you built in your building?
30 or 40.
30 or 40 computers?
Yeah, I built the 2 I had for work. So
if anybody would know what to be careful of, how to not break a computer, it would be him. And speaking of knowing, this guy knows a lot about computers. Every so often it comes out.
I think there's 512 shaders in the 2400G. Is that what there is? Or is it 768? I'm trying to remember because...
I don't know, but it could be. I think he's fairly new to doing YouTube, although...
This is the ASRock B450 model. I have no idea what it costs.
He does that pretty well. Please welcome Brian!
Okay, so motherboard's mounted. Might as well put the chip in before we have any power. So the big thing you're looking for when you put the chip in is the triangle corner, which is this one here by the looks of things, and you gotta match that to the one on the chip, so you don't break any pins.
If the camera will focus.
Yeah. So you can see the same thing on this corner of the chip here.
Okay.
So anyways, that's what we're gonna do. You match those two up so you don't make any mistakes. You can put that on your case if you want, that sticker, it's up to you.
Alright, nice. The sticker, that's the most important part of any computer build?
Yeah, so you just unlatch this so that it has room for the pins to go in.
Okay.
Just put the chip in place, and you drop it down. There you go. So the chip's locked in place. Might as well put the RAM in. Single channel. You need to get dual channel, man, at the very least.
That's on the list for the future.
I know. Let's slow things down quite a bit.
Dual channel, for those of you guys who don't know, it basically means, I think, if you have 2 memory chips, then there's 2 connections, so the CPU can access faster.
Yeah, when you get a second chip, just make sure you space it, because usually these 2 are paired and these 2 are paired.
Okay, so slots 1 and 3 and 2 and 4.
Yeah, usually that's the way they do it. Okay. I'm not bothering to read your... Make sure it's in. Good, RAM's in there, should be fine. Wraith cooler.
That would be
in here, or did you take it out?
Oh, it's up here. It's up here. There we go.
This is really good for a free cooler.
Alright.
But, I mean, obviously there's better coolers out of there, but it depends on whether or not you are going to do any overclocking.
Now, what about thermal paste? How does that work?
So it has thermal paste on here already. Technically, you can get thermal paste that's far more conductive. However, I was telling you about this earlier, but it ages faster. So, I mean, I could have brought thermal paste from home. I always use it, but that usually means that you should take apart your computer every couple of years and replace the thermal paste. Whereas with this, you don't really have to, which is less of a pain. Is there anything special you have to do? You have to take up these brackets to put on the motherboard? I think I do. So these 2 brackets are made for a... You'll want to keep these in case you ever upgrade your chip. Because this, so these clasps here, yeah, so these clasps here, right?
Okay.
What these do is they'll let you, if you ever want to put like a liquid cooling block or something on here, well, like an AIO or like a Corsair H100 or something like that, then you can use these to mount it. So you want to store them somewhere, because if you ever end up like getting a 2700X and throwing it in here or something like that, then you'll want these back, because you're going to need an AIO for one of those.
Okay.
If you ever decide to upgrade your CPU. Is this, there's 2 PCIe 8s on the 450. If you have it on 1, then it's, come on, I thought I had it. I didn't screw it quite enough. Oh wow, the fan over there, the 2 fans, they're using not SATA, but well, looks like they might have a SATA as well. They have either or.
That's these plugs here.
So here, store these for personal. If you will need to remember, because you'll be like, I can't hook up this water block to this, so this AIO cooler to it if you don't have that.
Let's stick them on the shelf for now.
Now I'm gonna mount the.
That's not gonna roll off. Okay, that's good.
Should be able to just drop it in, would be my guess. Is there something you have to do to lock it in place, or does it? It's the motherboard.
So it's making a weird clicking sound. That's normal, I guess.
Yeah, well, this just pushes up against. I'm just wondering if I have to drop something else in here. If there's something or if these will screw directly in. Just curious. Oh, there it was when it dropped.
You can see some of the thermal paste is already on there. It's kind of gone over the words. So that is normal behavior.
Oh, I tried to put it on a little preemptively. Here, hold this for a second.
Yes.
Pop up the back because there might have been something holding those in place that I have to push through, which would be annoying if it's the case.
Okay. Which
is fine. If you don't build a computer and have a little bit of annoying things come up every now and again, then you didn't build a computer.
All right.
So, yeah, see this plate here? So I just gotta push this back through. Okay, now can you mount the cooler?
I can try. So which direction does it go?
You just gotta, you see the long way where the screws go down?
Yep.
So
does it matter if it's this way or the other way around? Like,
where's your... The only reason it would matter is you want to wire this into your CPU.
Okay.
Fan head, which is... There's chassis. This is... Where's your CPU? Here it is. So it's got to come over this way. So this is good.
Okay, so let's put it on.
Because that will have to come down over there.
Where exactly do the screws go? Right there?
Yeah. So this just fell through when I took it off before. So can you screw that down for me?
I can screw that down for you.
Just have a secondary set of hands. Once you do the diagonals across, so that one there, and then this one across from there, then I can move my hand because...
Right. So screw it just enough. It
well, you can do it
a little bit. Is it still working?
Okay.
So basically,
should be fast after this. This is the longest part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So just get that in. You can go fairly tight. These, and then you go the other ones, and you go around tightening them all.
What do you have in your computer at home?
I have a 1700X, and I have a Vega 64, and I have, and that's what's in mine.
Okay.
I got a custom liquid cooler on my Vega 64. Get in there.
You won't screw in?
No, I'm making sure it's actually hitting this mounted bracket. Yeah, that one's in.
So how many computers have you built in your building?
30 or 40.
30 or 40 computers?
Yeah, I built the two I had for work. I built my current desktop. I built, well, my first computer was a... First computer was a Pentium 2 350 that was my first personal computer.
Pentium 2, that's what... If you guys have seen, I showed a picture in one of the videos before. That computer on the other side of the desk there, a flat one, is Pentium 2.
Why is this not? I'm gonna reseat this. It's just not getting in.
It's not getting in?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's just annoying. Yeah. I'm gonna reseat the screw positions because it's just not getting it on the diagonals.
Okay, so what exactly
it dropped again.
Is the issue?
I think you didn't screw it in tight enough when so that has to be here.
Okay,
these have to be lined up. Okay, so line them up. And that's this to me.
Alright.
You gotta get this one.
Tip. Make sure you screwed it in tight enough.
Yeah. I just moved the position. The problem with moving the position made it very difficult to it popped out on the one side of one of the screws. And then the positioning was off for the other screws. So, actually meeting on it. Should be pretty fast one. you mind holding the plate under for me? Just push up this plate so that at the bottom.
Alright.
We'll get this computer good, and then all good, and then I'll be on my way. I'll leave all the software stuff to you. Just make sure it boots, and then I'll head out.
Well, thanks for your help.
No worries.
That's awesome.
Maybe we should put the RAM in a different slot. Because the cooler is... That's a bit of a pain. Yeah, actually. If we're gonna pop it. I'm gonna put it in a different slot. We'll use the 2 other slots because that Wraith. And maybe I should have rotated the cooler. We just wanted to get this wire on the right side, but it might be problematic.
So there is some trial and error that you can do, basically, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
It's not gonna damage anything. It'll be fine.
That's good to know. So it sounds.
Might have clipped.
Can I let go of the plate?
Yeah.
All right. Sounds generally as if there's certain things that you can't trial and error, and there's certain things that you can. So
You can trial and error most things, as long as you don't like. And the chances are pretty low, but as long as you don't like static shock the chip. Okay, so this is your case fan, so your chassis fan 1.
okay.
I can put this over here. Mount that. Okay. Power supply. So this is your motherboard power. So this goes right here.
Okay. So that's the big wide plug.
Yeah.
I think they're all labeled anyway, usually.
Uh-huh.
So. What's the issue?
Nothing. I was just trying to get them all down at the same time. In this part of the case, this is hanging more loosely than I'm used to because there's no. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, so there's that. And one of these should be CPU. Sometimes you can do the cable underneath the motherboard for nice cable management. Power supply will come with all of the stuff for odd end scenarios, like unusual cases that you probably yourself won't encounter.
Okay.
Do you have a twist tie? We can tighten this up so that it doesn't.
Tie.
Should be a few.
I do actually.
Zip ties. We can do that one. These 2 chassis.
Will this one work?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
So we can just make sure these things don't get in the way. So you have 2 intake fans, right, and an exhaust over here.
Right. Speaking of fans, I heard something about positive pressure, negative pressure.
Yeah, so you could do positive pressure. You're not going to have it right now because positive pressure, if you put